you're a returning viewer, say. If you're a new viewer, welcome. This is my third episode. Maybe I should say it's my 350th try to record this episode. Some technical issues, so I thought maybe I should not do an episode this time. But this would be my last try, so if you see it, yay, I made it. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, and I'm coming from Sweden. I'm living in the middle part of Sweden with my husband, and we have 4 lovely children. My youngest is 3 years old, that's my little Alva, and my next youngest is 5 years old, that's my little Victory, and my oldest daughter, she's soon to be 11, and that's Tuva. And then we have the oldest one, and he's 13 years old, and that's David, or David. Yes, so if I talk about project to my kids, you know which kid I'm talking about. Yes, as said, this is mostly about knittings and some other craft, but I also have some chit-chats and health updates and some farming lives updates, because now is August and we're going to harvest season, and I living on a farm, an old farm, and I living in an old farmhouse, and I have swapped places. I'm not recording in my laundry room anymore. I'm recording in my actually crafting space. This is my living room though, and this is not a wallpaper, it's a log wall. It's logs that are almost 220 years old. So enough about that, and sorry for I shaking the camera. I will try to not do that. So let's talk about knitting. This is my only finished object for this 2 weeks. I am not being recorded for 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks now, because I am not feeling so well, and I will talk about that more in the end. This is the Chicane from Jimenez, and I do love this sweater. I cannot stand up to show you because I think you're gonna tip over them, and then it's gonna be a huge mess. So it was a really fun knit, quick knit, easy knitting. You knit it in 2 pieces and you sew it together. You do the hemming ribbing, and you do, maybe I should put it down, this, oh, you are on the wrong side, arm cuffs, and I just love it. And in the pattern you have 2 options. You can do these open sleeves, and you can do a 3 needle bind off to have a closed sleeve. And I think I would do another one because I really love it, but then I would do with closed sleeves, not these open sleeves. And that's my only finished object this week, or for 3 weeks now, and that's pretty odd, but I will talk more about it in the end, I promise. If you want to hear it, stay. So, but I also have all of my whips with me today, now that I don't have to carry everything out to my laundry room. So we can just start with, we will start with the Daffodil. I have not talked about that for a while now. Maybe I have. Yes, I have. This is my Daffodil, and actually I have managed to do 2 whole rows in this period of time since the first episode. Or should I say, I have to rip back 10 centimeters of this. This sweater don't like me at all, and probably it lives a ghost in it, and that's because I'm in a little bit of a hurry, because I really want to gift this one to my mom, and her birthday is the 28th of September, and I really want to have it done. And I have had all the types of problem with it. The pattern is well written. The pattern is nothing wrong with the pattern, nothing wrong with some troubles in the pattern also. That's not the problem here. First, my cable broke. I do have a big stash of yarn, but I don't have a stash of needles, so I had to order new ones. I could just go and buy new ones, but then I have to drive for like an hour or so. So I just ordered new ones, and they arrived. As you see, this is whole now. And then when I was starting knitting again, I was really excited to start it. Then when I came to the third ball of yarn, I started from the inside of the ball of yarn, and it's knit in Drops Alpaca in the colorway Army Green. And when I have knit like 8-9 centimeters, I realized, oh, this is strange. It started to fade into more light green. I did take out more of the yarn and look, and the more I put out, the lighter it came, and in the middle of it, it turned into pink. And this is not a hand dyed yarn. It's a commercial yarn. I have been in this yarn like, I think I have since it came out or something like that. So it's not the first time I knit with the yarn, but I have never experienced that before. So I called the company back and told them my problem, and they told me I have to send back the balls that I not have used yet, and I did, and they sent me back new ones, and told me that they were sorry for the problem and they will talk to Drops about it. But now this is the only one I don't have caked up yet, because now I'm really scared of it. So I caked up all of the other balls. I think it's 9 balls I have caked up, just to see, so I don't run into this problem again. So hopefully I can keep working on this now, and hopefully I can maybe have it finished for her birthday. I hope. I will really try, but I'm not allowed to stress, so I cannot rush it. So I will try to hold my horses back a little bit and work. I'm not gonna hold my horses back. I'm gonna stress this thing. That's just me. But it sounds good when I say I'm not gonna stress. So this was the Daffodil of Marie Wallin, and I thought I should already have it done, because I wanted to join them all, knitting with Cat Hair Head, and it was a year of Marie Wallin, and it ran out the 1st of August this year, but she has started a new one now. So she has another year of Marie Wallin Mall now. I'm gonna link her below, so if you are like me, a Marie Wallin fan, do go in and look at her podcast and follow them all. You more people, you better. And that take us to a new cast on, even though I said to myself I will not cast on this before I'm finished with the Daffodil. But I couldn't resist, and now I'm just trying to find the paper so I can show you how the sweater will look for real. It's this beautiful Samphrey of Marie Wallin. I hope you can see it. I will also link all of the pattern below. And it's from her Shetland design, and it should be knit in 14 colors of Jameson of Shetland's Spindrift, but I needed some craziness in my life, so I was ordering some Icelandic yarn, and I did a real crazy thing. But first I need to have some coffee. Yes, I let my little Alva choose the colors. She's the one who's 3 years old, and she had to choose all 14 colors of this Icelandic yarn. And that's pretty funny though. My little girl, she's loving Christmas. Christmas is her favorite season of the year. I have winter as my favorite seasons too, but I don't necessarily love Christmas. But she do, and she goes really crazy when I will take the decoration out for the season. So I think she was thinking about Christmas, because this is the color she chosen. My little baby girl. And I will tell you this, I am not knitted in all the colors yet. I'm just at the beginning, but it starts to look a little bit like a Christmas sweater. So I will try to have this finished for Christmas. If I not have this finished for this Christmas, it will be Christmas next year too, so I'm not gonna hurry, but hopefully I will finish it before the other mall runs out this time, or maybe not, we will see. But it is this beautiful, lovely Icelandic yarn from the brand Lopi, and I think like everyone knows the big brother to this, Let Lopi, but this is the finger weight version in Einband, and I really love this yarn, and it smells like sheep. And as you know, the Icelandic yarn is a little bit rustic and rough when you're knitting in it, because it's very much spinning oil left in it. But when you soak this, oh my god, it's become so soft. Let Lopi also becomes softer, but not so soft as this one. I don't gonna say it's gonna stop itching though, because it's have a little bit of itching going on with it, but I have not a problem with itchiness, and that means that I can keep my sweater for myself. My mom is not gonna borrow it, because when she borrows something of me, I never see it again, or I do, but on her. That's pretty good too. She loves them and she uses them, and that's good, that's fun. So it's the beginning on my Samphrey, and I really do have to stop shaking the camera. Sorry for that if you are going to be seasick. I'm so sorry. So hopefully I will do some more of this. This is my like to go to knitting right now, because it's the one I feel most relaxing and joyful for right now. So I probably will have some more work done to the next episode. But then I also have a long turn whip. And then I mean a long turn whip. Maybe not so long turn. But it is this shawl or wrap, maybe I should say. It's the Isabella wrap from a site it's named, or yeah, it's a site they also sell yarn that's name is Hobby, and it's a free pattern, and I thought I've been knitting for 21 years and I have never knitted a shawl or a wrap before. So sometimes have to be the first time. But this I started before I get paralyzed, and I have hand dyed this yarn myself, and I'm starting to feel like I don't like this color for this project. And it's this really super greenish color. The camera is not picking it up pretty well, I see, but I have more picture of it on my Instagram, and I'm Million Style on Instagram and Ravelry, so if you want to look, you can look over there. So now I'm starting to think of maybe I should rip this all out and start over, or should I continue it and over dye it when it's finished? Because I thought maybe I should over dye it in this color. Oh my god, this looks like yellow. It's not yellow, it's more like mahogany. But I also have a picture on this on my Instagram. No, I don't. Soon I have. But this is the yarn I was dyeing for the last episode though, so I have a picture in the end of that episode if you want to look this more truly out color. This is dyed with walnuts and chestnuts, and I think that's gonna be more suited for this one, because the shawl wrap should look like this, and it is a free pattern, and I hope I can link this below. Maybe it will be on Ravelry too. I will look that up, but I will link every pattern below, as I said. So, and I think this is just beautiful. It's all over lace pattern, and this have this beautiful lace border on two sides and a cable border on the other side. So I really want to do that, but I just have to decide what I should do about the color. Maybe I should rip it out and use that green color in a pair of socks or something. Please tell me, leave a comment below what you think I should do. Should I rip it out and start over, or should I continue knitting it and just over dye it? So that was the Isabella wrap. Then I also have another whip. I was starting this yesterday. It's a beginning of a sock, and if you have watched my first episode, and sorry for the picture in this first episode when my husband pictures lay on the side. Some technical issues. It's not the things, it's me who's the issue here. I was knitting him a sweater a while ago, and this is the same pattern, and I thought that's really nice. I will make him a pair of socks in the same pattern, so he's all gonna be matchy. And these socks are a little bit thicker, and I used to like knitting my socks on 2mm needles or 2.5, maybe in worst case 2.75mm needles, but this called for 3.5mm needles, and it's knitted in Drops Charisma, and I have to go down from the needle size 3.5mm to 2.5, because it became like super big. I was trying it on his legs, and this is gonna be like 30 centimeters of the leg part, and it was super big. And I am not a loose knitter. I'm pretty knitting pretty hard. What should I say? So I dropped down to a 2.5 millimeter instead of 3.5. So now I hope this will fit him well, because he really needs socks. He's a truck driver. He works outside all the time of the year, and here in Sweden we have all the seasons. So we have a snowy, icy, cold winter, and I love that part of the year. And we also have spring, fall, and summer. So we can have like 30 degrees plus Celsius and 30 degrees minus Celsius here in Sweden. And we can also have all the season in 24 hours. So welcome to Sweden if you not have been here. If you want all the season, I recommend you to go here on the spring. Then you can have all the seasons in one day. That's pretty fun. And then I have 2 blankets. And blanket don't count. We have already talked about that before, and it's this big, and I have also fiber everywhere. This Cozy Memories blanket, and it's the wrong side I'm showing. And I also do a mini version of it, so I can use up all of my scrap yarns. And I really do have to work on them, because I have promised my son and my youngest son and my youngest daughter that they will have their blankets, and I decided I will do full-size blanket, and I'm so stupid because it will take me forever. Maybe they can have it when they move out then. It will be finished someday, but I'm not gonna rush. So I'm not gonna speak a lot about that. And that's all my whips, knitting whips. I will talk about other whips, but not now, because I have a bunch of future new cast-ons that I will do really soon. And I will just go and collect my papers in my bedroom, and I will be back in a few seconds. So now I'm back. I have collect my papers, and the first future cast on, I will probably cast this on really soon, but I should not cast it on before the Daffodil is finished. But if you see me next episode and I already have cast it on, then you know I failed. And this is this sweater, and I don't even gonna try to pronounce it, and you are over this side. And I will show the other picture too. And it's just beautiful. I really love it. And if you are a returning viewer, you know this is all my type of colors, because I'm light gray and black and muted color. I'm not a color girl. And I had to buy new yarn for this one. That's really surprising though, because I have a big stash. So I did order some new yarn, and this yarn is really super fancy, and it's so vibrant of colors. No, it's just shade of grays, but the yoke will have this one to contrast colors, and it's the yarn from Luxurious Mayflower Decay. And this is pretty funny, because the pattern called for 3 skeins to the yoke and 5 skeins for the arms and body, and they did only have 2 of this skein left. That's super sad, but it said it will come back in stock like in a month or so. So I thought, I can just order this and wait to another skein come back in stock and order a new one. So that's what I did. But if you remember, if you have looked at the other episode, I was talking about a mystery yarn last time. And when this arrived, and I was laying it on my crafting table, I accidentally laid on the table and right beside the mystery yarn. And the mystery yarn is now a cake. It's not a skein anymore, it's a cake. And sorry, now I'm just shaking you again. It's the same yarn. So now I know what this yarn is, which type it is, and it's also the same colorway. How good is that? So I have my 3 skeins. So now I know what to do with my mystery yarn who lost the ball band or label before that somebody gifted me. I really do have to know who someday. You gifted me this little beautiful. So this sweater would be a colorful, playful and joyful sweater, because I think I'm in a period of my life that I need some more colors, some more playful things in my life right now, and not only black and gray, because we are already heading to the season of all the shades of black and gray here in Sweden. So more colors for me, yay! And I think it's gonna be beautiful, or if it's not gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be fun in a way. So that's a future cast on that I probably will cast on really soon. I would try to not cast it on before the Daffodil, but I cannot promise you. But I also have a future cast on I thought I already should have cast on this time, but I have not do that, and now I will see in my order if I can find a picture of it. And it's this beautiful Soria Moria dress that I will knit for my youngest daughter, and I have promised her to have it done before my oldest daughter's birthday, and my oldest daughter have her birthday the 14th of October, so it's not so much time left. But I was talking in the last episode that I will knit it in this Drops Baby Merino, and it's a superwash, but I cannot. This is knitted in Baby Merino from Drops, and it's really bouncy and airy, and it don't drape so nicely, I think, and it's not shiny. And all of us who have knit in superwash know that superwash have used to grow after you block it or wash it, or so. Superwash grow. If it don't grow on the length, it's gonna grow on the white side, so width. Maybe it's pronounced or so. And so I was stash driving, and I did just remember when I was stash driving that I had a box upstairs with some yarn that I purchased when I was expecting my little girl, so that's like 3.5, 4 years now, and it was just right after the ultrasound, and I had bought some llama silk to do a blanket for her that I never did, and it is from a Swedish brand, Järbogarn, this llama silk. I don't even know if they are looking like this anymore. I know the yarn still exists, but I think this is the old labels now. And I think this is gonna drape nicely on the dress, and it's have a bit of a shine to it because of the silk, and my camera will not pick it up. And it's this beautiful purple color. So it's 7% baby llama silk and 30% mulberry silk. So this would be super fun to knit her dress on. And the pattern calls for 3 skeins of 175 meters, and this old label don't have the meters on it. We don't used to have it on Swedish yarn. Maybe we have now, but not before. We used to have the grams, and it's 50 grams, but I know this is like 165 meters because I have bought the new version of this too for a while ago, and I have 7 of them, so it's not a problem. I'm not gonna play yarn chicken with this dress like I did with this, because I have this much left of the yarn of the pink color, peach color, when it was finished. So I did play yarn chicken big time. So that's also a future cast on that I will cast on really soon, but I will also cast on this hat, and this is also a free pattern on Ravelry, and I will cast it on for my oldest daughter because she's a big Harry Potter fan, and I promised her that I would knit her a hat and a pair of mittens for her birthday, so I will do that. And talking about Harry Potter, we have the mitten she was asking for in this book. I probably have to knit everything in this book for her if she can decide, and I happily do, but not in the same time. And this is the mitten she really wants to have for her birthday, so of course I will knit her this mittens too. And she was pretty happy because she loves owls, and this year we have an owl with babies in our garden, so she have looked at this little fluffy balls all the summer long, so she's happy. So I will knit those for her, and she always pays me when I knit something, but not with money. And she don't have to pay me anything for this, but she always do in her own way, because she's a really good sewist. Maybe because I have a teacher, because my grandma used to work at the sewist, so she do project bags to me, and they are so beautiful and sweet. And I will show you the new fabric she have decided for to do some new project bags for me, and I'm super excited for them, so I will probably show you next time her beautiful project bags. All of my project bags are in the car right now with all of my other whips. And my car is like almost 10 miles away from me because my husband has the car and he's at work, so I can't show you them today, but I will show you all of them. But back to more future knitting, but first some more coffee. And if you think that I am a Star Wars fan, I can just tell you, you got it all wrong. All wrong. Even though my cup is a Star Wars cup, this wall hanging painting picture is all Star Wars, and if I used I don't know how to do this, turns you over, I cannot turn you over, so just turn you over, you can see it's all about Star Wars in my house, and I'm not the Star Wars fans. I don't even like Star Wars, but my oldest son and my husband are huge Star Wars fans, and I mean huge Star Wars fans. So yeah, that's my living room. It's the theme of my living room. I also have a shelf over here with all the creatures in like this little plastic figures and stuff like that. So I do highly recommend, if you are a Star Wars fans, to buy this book. But I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I like to knit, and my husband want to have some new pillows for our sofa and chairs. So I had promised him I will knit. I just want to find it. Sorry for the noise though. I will knit these for our living room, and he's also talking about if I knit the Death Star to the living room. I don't know where Death Star went now. I'll try to find it. And I think this is gonna be a long episode. Sorry for that. I cannot find it, but I can show you on the cover. This Death Star. I want to do a lamp of it in our living room, but I have told him it's fine. I have a Star Wars theme in my living room. That's okay, but not in the rest of the house. And yeah, it's okay. It's just a Star Wars theme. It's not wheel parts, so you have to compromise somewhere. He can have his Star Wars theme in the living room if I don't have to need to have his wheel part in the living room or inside the house at all. So I should not complain. He's the best husband in the world. So I will knit him those pillows, and I will also knit him some other stuff from that book. And that was my future cast on for now. I probably have like 1 million of things I want to knit. And so we are going to talk about some other craft really soon, because I just have to go outside and take a look what my dogs are barking on. So I will be back really soon. So now I'm back. I could just adding it off, but I don't want to edit this so much. So what was I talking about? Yes, we are going to talk about some other crafts. And as I said, my daughter used to, when I do something to her, knit her something, she always give me a new project bag that she's sewing up for me, and that's really nice. And I love to have all my project bag made by her, and I feel it's really nice and sweet. And we have ordered some new fabrics, so she can sew some new ones. She really wanted to sew some new project bags, and the pattern for the type of project bag she's sewing is a really easy pattern. I have drawing myself, so if you want the pattern, I don't have a finished project bag to show you this episode, but I will have in the next episode. You can just send me a message on Instagram and we will figure it out. I can mail it to you, because when I was working, I have classes in textiles in preschool here in Sweden. That will say I will be working with kids for the years of 10 to 12 years old, and it's super easy. If you have a sewing machine, it's really super basic, and I can do a tutorial too. So if you are looking for a really easy pattern to a really easy basic project bag that you can size whatever size you want, because you can change the pattern so easily. Just contact me and we will figure it out, and I can show you all the steps, and I can do a tutorial if you want to. Just leave a comment below, message me on Instagram also, and I will help you out. This is the fabric she's chosen. Isn't that sweet? I really love all the type of forest creatures and animals. This is the other one. It's super cute. And this is the lining for both of the bags, or maybe she is going to sew 4 bags, I think, because it's quite a month of fabric. So this is I'm looking forward really much, and as I said, it's super easy to do, and I'm super excited for some new project bags to have. And then we have some other stuffs too. We're going to the fall season here in Sweden, as I said, and soon it's gonna be winter. Yay! It's gonna be cold again, and I'm super happy because I don't like when it's hot. But in Sweden we don't wear shoes inside, or not even inside of school, and not maybe on some workplaces, but I work in school, so we don't. And there the dogs go again. They can continue barking. And I like to gift socks to my family and my other relatives, and the persons I think are knit worthy. If you're not knit worthy, you don't gonna have a pair of socks from me, but I'm happy to teach you how you can do your own. But I think that sock blocker is the perfect way to give away some socks, and this is really easy to do yourself. And I have just started with my burning pan to do a little bit like of reindeer or something. It's not even finished yet, but I do love to do woodwork. I don't do woodwork so much anymore because I cannot use the power tools anymore, or a hand saw. So it's pretty hard with just one arm. I have my wonderful dad cut this out for me, and I will do lots of them and do some teams on the sock blocker and gift away, because I think if you get a sock on a sock blocker, it's gonna look so much more nice, and if you just fold them and put it in a bag or so and gift it that way. So that's just a little bit of a tip. So if you are any kind of a little bit comfortable with a saw, a hand saw, or a power tool saw, I don't even know what you call them in Swedish, so right now, because I have lost it, it's super easy to do. But if you're not comfortable with power tools, don't use a hand saw then. And if you want the pattern for this sock blockers, I have my own patterns for them too, in all the type of sizes, and I also have patterns for mitten blockers. So if you want them, just contact me on Instagram also, and I will send them to you. So you can just print them out and just cut the paper out, and then you just draw it on the wood board. And I'm using a plywood wood board that's 6 millimeters thick, and then I do all the motifs on them. I use paint or to use a burning pan. Sometimes I also use drawn it with some color pens, pencils, and then I use a top coat that are resistant to water, so you can use them as a sock blocker even if you have used to soak them, and they have held up super nicely. And I like to do my stuff by myself, so I don't even think I have buy a sock blocker in my whole life. So this is also a super easy project to do, and if you don't have tried work with woods in this way, please try it, because I think you're gonna realize that it's super easy and it's super cheap, and you can have the most gorgeous sock gifts for the winters that are coming soon here in Sweden. Anyway, that's just a little Christmas tips. And we also have some, I should talk about weaving first. And it's not me who's weaving right now, it's my 5-year-old son Victory. He had used to start on this little basic loom to do some weaving, and that's pretty fun because I love all the crafts, and I love when my kids like to do crafts. I think it's a really good time you can spend with your children crafting and have some chit chats and just talk to each other. And the fun part of this is I was not stash diving my yarn stash, but I was stash diving my fiber stash, and I have a lot of fibers, and I think I have dropped my fiber on the floor. No, I haven't. And I have small amounts of fiber that I think I just thought I would blend together and do some roll legs and spin it up. But then he find this orange, and I thought, oh, that's good. I can spin this up on my spinning wheel for him, because I need to play with the tension a little bit. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, it's not even at all. It's just the plying went really crazy, it got loose, it got really tense, and it's perfect for weaving though, because it really don't matter, because in weaving you don't need to have a really strengthened yarn. You can have one ply too. So he have some colors to play with, and I also did this one, and this one is with the blue face leather and some Soria silk, but this one I was not playing so much with tension on. I don't have a new fancy spinning wheel. My spinning wheel are like 200 years old, and it have done a lot of meters of yarn on it. But I think my spinning wheel is starting to say it's time to retire now. Because we have a little bit of struggling with tension, and she has always been a star. She has always been the good one and never let me down before, so I think she's starting to getting a little bit old. So this is this week's spinning on the spinning wheel, and it's some fun part to his weaving project he do. And I also have a lot of spinning to do, because I gonna do Vlogmas this year, and I hope that I am quick enough so I can join Gillian and Eve's. I'm gonna link her here on YouTube. It's Vlogmas so I have to really watch out for when she are going to sell her Blogmas books kits. So I hope I will manage that. I will not promise myself, but I also hope I will manage to join the Fiber Club of Hedgehogs Fiber this year. I was not quick enough the last time, so I hope I'm quick enough this time. But we have some other spinning, and it's not on my spinning wheel. Last time I showed you, and then I was spinning merino on my spindle. Now I am spinning Cordale in this beautiful blue-gray tone, and I'm gonna apply it with some nylon fibers, and I will spin 200 grams of Cordale on this spindle, 200 grams of nylon fiber on the spindle, and ply it together. It's gonna be a 2-ply or maybe a 3-ply. I have not decided yet what I should do, 2 or 3-ply. And I will make socks for my husband, because he's the star of my life right now. Of course my children too, but I will tell you why he is really soon. So I thought I would make the yarn myself. I would put all my effort in it, and I really enjoy spindle spinning. It don't take any place. You can have it with you everywhere. You can sit in the sofa or chair in the evenings and look on some good movies or series or some other televisions things, and just spin. And this is the most relaxing thing I have right now, because I don't have to think, even though I have to relearn and relearn it all backward in my head, because I used to draft with my left hand and not with my right hand, and now when my left shoulder arm is paralyzed, I cannot draft with my left hand anymore. Or I could, but it will just be like 1 or 2 inches I can draft, and then I have to park it, and yeah, it's gonna take forever then. And I think the consistency of the yarn will be really thick and thin when you not can draft so much. Maybe I have that all wrong, but now I have relearn and draft with the right hand, and it did go really well after a few try. With the merino, I don't have the merino yarn with me because it's all skeined up and it will be soon dyed, because it was just undyed. And I think I would try acid dye this time, even though I don't like acid dye, because I like natural things. I don't know, or maybe food color. I don't know, you will see in a future episode or so. So I will do all of this yarn for socks for my husband. And that was all about the other stuff, craft, I think. If I didn't say it in this beginning, it's soon harvesting season here in Sweden, and I live on a farm. I think I told you that. I have a little problem with my memory. And like, oh my god, if you don't want to hear something not related to craft or anything, then you can turn out now. Now it's chats and some catching up, a little bit of gardening stuff too, and farm life. So if you are leaving, bye bye, but if you stay into that, that's good too. Talk about farm life. We decided last year that we will have our own bees, and my dad have a co-worker who have beehives, and he came out and put out 3 or 4, no, he put out 2 beehives at first, and then he realized that we have many bees around here, and the society of the bees did grow pretty quick, so he put out 2 more beehives, and I have like 13 or 14 apple trees, and we have always have a big amount of apples every year, but oh my god, this year it just went boom. I have never seen so many apples on all of the trees in the same year. It used to be like 2 or 3 apple trees is really full of apples, and you used to think the bench gonna break because of the heaviness of all the apples. But this year all of the trees is full of them. I will insert a little bit of a video on the few apple trees in the front yard, so you can have a look for yourself. So if you have any tips of a good recipe of things you can do with apples, please leave a comment below. If it's baking or doing juice or cider or everything. I used to do apple cakes and apple pies and mashed apples. My kids really love to have mashed apples to like deers or moose meat and things like that. So I have to do that, I think, but I think I need to buy a new refrigerator and some freezer if I will have to keep all of the things I do. And if you are living close by Gävle in Sweden, please send me a message if you want apple. You are more than welcome to come and pick some apples. I will not be sorry if I lose some of them. We also do have 1 pear tree. We used to have 2, but we have to cut down the other one. So we used to have 1 left now, and it's also full. It's full of it. I don't know what I should do with the pears. Pear juice, maybe. So if you have any good idea of pears, what you can do with them, please leave me a comment below, because I'm in a mode now. I don't know. I see all of the apples, the pears, and I just go, it's gonna be a way of waste of apple and pears this year, so if I don't come up with some new stuff to do with them. And I don't want to waste food or fruit at all. And talking about farming life, that was just the fun part of living on your own farm. But apples and pears, and we also have like 35 cherry trees, and in this summer they have only been red with berries. So I have done lots of cherry jam and cherry juice and some cherry pies and lots of things of cherries. So, but I have grown over now, so it's not some cherry left. But the backside of being a farmer is that the summer have been pretty damn hot, and we don't used to have this type of super hot summer weather in Sweden, and we don't used to have super dry summers in Sweden either. But this summer's been super hot. It's have been super dry. We have had like 2 or 3 days of a little bit of rain in the middle of the summer, and I'm growing potatoes, and I'm not growing a little garden bed of potatoes. We are talking fields of potatoes. And oh my god, it had been surprise, and we thought this year is not gonna be any potatoes. They did start grow really good at beginning at summer, and then when it didn't come, it came in the rain, it started to just die. But this 3 weeks that have been, we have had a lot of thunderstorm and heavy raining, and I went out yesterday and looked at the potato fields, and they have regrown and healed up perfectly. We are a bit later because of the dryness over here, so it's not going to be the time of harvesting season when it should be. Hopefully we can have our harvesting on the potatoes before it gets snowy and icy, but I will keep my fingers crossed that the potato will make it this year. So I hope it will be good. And if you are another farmer who do have meat animals, it's soon the season for that too. And I'm gonna show you some snippets of my little babies, my turkeys. The chicken had already went into the crops, so they didn't want to be on this podcast. I think it's a little bit shy, but I'm not a meat farmer. My turkeys provide me with some eggs and a good part of company, so they are not a Thanksgiving's dinner. It's my friends and it's pretty funny because they think they are dogs or maybe small children, so you can look at them too. And I also will insert a little bit of a snippet of some beautiful flowers. My mom's black lilies is in full bloom now, and also her pretty pink lily. Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't know where she finds this black flowers, and they are just gorgeous, and they are like super big. So I hope you will enjoy that, but then you have to stay to the end. And that was all about the fun part, I think, but we can also do the boring. As I said in the introduction, this is not just the following of my knitting project, it's also some journey of how it goes with my shoulder and my left arm. If you're a new viewer, I have a shoulder replacement in the 30th of March this year, and I did get hurt on my job. I was stopping 2 boys from fighting at school, and I ripped my shoulder out and it get dislocated, and I damaged the bones around the joint, so it stayed dislocated for 11 months because I had to wait for 11 months. And if you not are from Sweden, then you maybe don't know, here in Sweden you belong to such a specific hospital in your area, and we cannot choose which hospital we want to go to. We don't have so much private practice here in Sweden either, and you have to go to the hospital you belong to. And I did, and there's also where my first surgery went, or I should say it was my 5th yes, my fifth shoulder surgery, because I have done two shoulder surgery on my right side and also two before on my left side, because I have some little bit of an issue going on with my shoulders. And it didn't went well, and I can say it like this: it could have went well if the surgeon didn't have been so sloppy and not careful, because this type of surgery was not it's a big surgery though, but it was not a complicated surgery. It's pretty standard procedure, and yeah, and the surgeon I have was like a specialist orthopedian, so but everything went wrong, bad, wrong, super wrong, and he caused me this damage, and he ripped out my nerve brains from my vertebrae in my neck between C6 and C5, and this left me with a paralyzed arm and to the beginning almost a paralyzed hand, and yeah, it sucks. The arm will not work again, that much I know, but they could save my hand in the capital of Sweden. I have to go to some serious specialist on nerves, and 2 months after the first surgery they opened me by the neck. Here is, if you're scared to scars, look away. Here is the scar of the shoulder surgery, the first one, and they have also redone that one at the same time they did this one, and let's go further back too. And they could replace some of the nerves and put together nerve braid with the nerve braid from C6, C4 with and C7, and the surgery went well, so my left hand are function properly again. I don't have any feelings in my fingers also, but it works, and I hope it's keep going to be better. But I am in a lot of pain because it's the nerve who's damaged, and then you get like mail in your mailbox, this lovely thing that calls nerve pain, and the nerve pain is just killing me. I have not been sleeping properly for 5 months now. I sleep like 2 hours a day, and that have led me to the new patch in my life now, that I'm completely burned out. That's why my episode is late this time, because my doctor told me you need to rest, you need to take a step back, and you have to drop all this type of stress and all the type of things you are telling yourself you have to do. So I'm trying to do that now. We don't find anything that worked for the nerve pains, so it's still a struggle to sleep. But here is where my husband comes in, and thank you, my husband's boss, if you're looking at this, because he have been an angel after this injury. My husband have been home with me a lot since the beginning of April, because I couldn't even dress myself, I could not even take a shower or things like that. I needed help with everything. I have started to learn how to do it with one arm, but it's have been a struggle, I promise. And then we have 4 kids too, and I needed help with them too. And his boss have been a really angel. He said, you can be home as much as you need to, make sure she's feeling well, make sure she's are coming to all of her doctor appointment. You have to take care of her. He's just my god right now. And my husband have do so. He has been the biggest mountain, stable mountain in my life right now, because it's been a hard time, really hard time, and he stands by my side all the time. He used to calm me down when I break down, and he's just the best. So that's why I'm spinning his socks on my spindle. And he's a really lovely person, and I know him for the whole of my life. Though, so that's just the sweet part of it, to have all this company around you that you can rely on, that you know it's not gonna push you over the edge, because some people do push you over the edge sometimes. They think you are all well because you go outside your door, and they think you are all well because you can go to your mailbox and pick up your mails, and you think you have the strength and energy to do everything. But I don't. Really, I don't. Not now. I have just started learning how to live with this pain, to live with this paralyzed arm things going on, and I'm trying to be the best mom I can be for my kids. I have used to feel that I have been a really horrible mom this 5 months. I think I think more of it than they do, and now I'm looking forward to the fall. It's gonna be colder weather, and it's soon hockey season. My oldest son is a hockey goalie, so it's gonna be many hours in this ice hole again that I can just sit and watch him practice and go away for his game days and tournaments, and I really enjoy that, and I keep focused on the thing I do enjoy to restash some energy or to reload again. And the good part of it, it's we are turning in to Christmas soon, and all these concerts in the church are starting really soon. So my daughter is gonna play guitar in the close by churches here, and that's a thing I really love too, and that's gonna be fun. And also she announced last week that she are dropping her floorball and she's going back to hockey. She's 2. She did play hockey when she was 5 years old, but she got asthma and she couldn't stand the ice holes because her asthma got quite bad in the ice holes when she was practice. But now she is soon to be 11 and her asthma has finally grown away, so she's gonna give it a try this year, and she's a really tough girl, so I feel sorry for the people who are standing in front of her shots. Because she has a big brother and an old hockey player too. My husband is an old hockey player who have teach her how to shoot a good shot, and she shoots pretty hard. And that's fun. It's so fun. So she's gonna be a little bit of a hard girl on the ice this year, I think, because she have really longing for be back on the ice, and it's gonna be super fun to watch her. So that's the thing I'm looking forward. It's soon hunting season in Sweden too. It's soon gonna be moose hunting, and we have this deer hunting season coming up really soon, and some bird hunting. So if you're a hunter, congratulations. It's soon the right time of the year. Here in Sweden, it's a big deal with hunting. I'm not hunt. I'm the one who cleans up when it's go bad, because I have the after tracking dogs. So when you not do your job properly, then you call me. And I gonna freak out and be super mad at every people who can not just do things properly. So that's good. My dad is a hunter, but yeah, he provides me with meat. I don't like to buy meat in the store. I like to live on my own. I do buy meat in the store, but if I don't have to, I don't do it, if I say so. And I'm not gonna be a meat farmer, because I'm probably the most bad farmer in the world, because I just became close friend with any animal, so I could never even thought of slaughter my own animals. So I'm not will be a good farmer, meat farmer, we say. So I'm gonna stand back from the farming of meat. I keep growing my potatoes and my apples and some other vegetables, and somebody can hunt for me. That's a good part. But I think this was everything for this time. It's gonna be like a super long episode. I'm sorry if you're still here. That's, hey, you made it. Please leave me a comment below how you're feeling. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you are enjoying your time. I hope you have lots of knitting time. Please do tell me what you are working on. Every type of craft is welcome here. I love all of the crafts. So you don't have just tell me what you are knitting on. Are you into other craft? Please tell me about it. I love to hear from you. All the comments you leave really do my days so much brighter. Until then, I hope I will see you. I will say I will not see you next week, but I hope I will see you in 2 weeks, because I'm gonna listen to my doctor, take some rest and take some step backs. I hope you have a lovely time to this. Bye bye.